Alright, this is going to be a walkthrough of activity 12-4, backing up system state data. And if you recall from reading previously, starting on the bottom of page 486, this is a very important feature that was introduced. Previous versions would record certain things of the registry, but with the advent of directory services of Active Directory, you really need the ability to record that information as well. And that's why it's very important, because if something gets deleted or changed or the system crashes, it alludes to a utility, which I will not discuss, but what you would use, bringing the system up into a special boot called, recovery console. But in this case it would be the DS recovery console, and use a utility called ntdsutil, which would let you restore these types of backups in the event that your directory server, your Active Directory content, was corrupted. That's why it's very important. A server can go down at any time, or you can accidentally delete whatever it is. And just kind of going down the list, registry, always, which has always been there. Your COM+ data, which can be very important, especially if you have a system running SQL Server and things like that, or as an application server. Your boot files, certificate directory, that is in your Active Directory. Those are your SSL if you're running IIS. Sysvol, which is where everything is stored for your Active Directory as a DS system, either child or parent. Clustering services, IIS, which is for your web server. And of course system files. Most of those have always been in there, but these others that I mentioned in particular, Sysvol, Active Directory, clustering services, were advents if you have the more advanced versions of Windows 2003, like Data Center. That would be on there for clustering service. Either way, we want to go ahead and run through activity 12-4, backing up system state data. I'm going to go ahead and start up ntbackup, and we want to go ahead and go into the advanced mode again. We want to back up, and right here we have a unique tab, and notice here what I named from the previous ones. We're missing IIS metadata, we're missing cluster service, but we're missing certificate services. But we still have a few of these: Active Directory, COM+. This is standard. These are all going to be pretty standard for a regular Active Directory domain server. If I had other services installed, it would have those included in here so we could back them up. So we're just going to record the whole of the system state. And you want to do this before you make any major changes to the system, particularly if you're getting ready to install a major program, perform a major upgrade, anything like that. We can always maybe step back, but if we patch something that destroys the server, or we make a change to the Active Directory in some way that causes things to disappear, we need to be able to restore them. Otherwise, you really don't know what all's been done. So we're going to go ahead and starting on number 1, we've gone through and we hit the backup tab. We're telling it we want to back up the system state, and we're going to go ahead and name this system state. We're going to say start. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell it to replace existing media. And it's going to read through. And you're going to notice it takes a bit of time. And you also notice that the byte size is counting pretty high. This is going to be a very large file because it's copying all the essential parts of Windows, of the Windows server, and it's done. And notice our backup size is about 500 megs, so about half a gig. We close. and that is basically a snapshot of our entire system, and that's why you want to make sure you're judicious. You got to have the available storage space. This is a 500 meg file, and this is a very simple server. So that's why we wanted to highlight this particular feature, is because this is the way it was asked before in class. How would you back up all the essential information for the server? Well, this is how. Why would you do it? Before you're making major changes to the server itself, what's it recording? Pretty much everything that makes the server function as a server on Active Directory, or an application server, or a web server. This concludes our walkthrough of Activity 12-4, backing up system state data.